And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast, sponsored by Generator Supercenter of Amarillo.
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Shelden checking in with a quick look at your forecast for the day today. Of course, got up into the mid to upper 80s yesterday. It was nice and warm overall, not out of control hot, but of course above average across much of the region. This morning so far we've dropped into the 60s and upper 50s around the region. So let's look at your temperature forecast. Unfortunately, it's just going to be more of the same. We're just going to add a few degrees on to what we saw for yesterday. We'll see mid-50s as you're starting out your morning, getting those kids off to school, getting ready for work. It's going to be generally in the 50s. Might see a few high 40s around parts of the region, and then 80s as we go on into the midday hours, as you'll see right there, generally low 70s further up north, still getting some of that cooler air on out of the region, 80s for the rest of the region, and then we'll start to see low 90s for your daytime highs around a lot of the areas. See places like Childress, us here in Amarillo, Borger, up down around Hereford, maybe around Pampa, Canadian, Clarendon, might getting close to that 90-degree mark, while you'll see some low 80s in other parts of the region, mid-80s for generally the bulk of the area. But keep in mind, 76 is your normal high for this time of year, so we are still just continuing to blow those numbers out of the water. We're seeing right there winds, or rather temperatures by this evening, 73 degrees. Now talking about winds, getting ahead of myself there, we're going to see those west-southwesterly winds turning more southerly as we go throughout the bulk of the day, looking at generally 5 to 10 mile an hour winds overall. Nothing really too surprising, nothing out of the ordinary on that. We'll see some light breezes generally out of the south, kind of reinforcing that warmer air that we have been used to, turning slightly southeasterly as we head on into tonight. So, 7-day supercast. Unfortunately, there's just nothing really exciting going on in our outlook. You're going to see us staying in the 90s here for the rest of this weekend on into Saturday as well. But right now, as you'll see right here, looking at Saturday into Sunday, looks like maybe we'll get a cold front in that starts to drop those temperatures, as we could drop to 84 by Sunday. Monday, hopefully that cooler air gets reinforced, as models are hinting at 78 right now for your high on Monday, of course, Columbus Day. But here's the thing, some models are hinting that it could be an even colder front. So right now we're going to kind of be a little conservative on it. I think we're going to cool down early next week, but if certain models hold and win out over other models, well, we could actually see colder air come in and see those temperatures drop even more, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves just yet. We got a pretty hot week to get through here, but hopefully cooler air there in the forecast. And of course, keeping an eye down on the Gulf right now, of course, keeping an eye on Hurricane Milton, currently a Category 4 hurricane. It was 5 yesterday, now currently a 4. You can see looking at our past 12 hours on this latest loop, you'll see that well-defined eye in the middle. Now it's kind of getting a little messy in there, maybe showing slight signs of weakening. Like I said, latest from the National Hurricane Center is a Category 4 storm. Right there, 155 mile an hour wind, still a very dangerous storm, and as it continues to make its way up towards the northeast, might temporarily re-strengthen to a Category 5. We'll have to wait and see. Still, the official National Hurricane Center forecast does have it making landfall there on the west coast of Florida as a Category 3 hurricane, and then making its way out over the Atlantic and weakening to a Category 1 and ultimately a subtropical depression after that. So, of course, keeping an eye on that. You'll see that on the news side of things, but still, of course, not anticipating any impacts here at home, as we've just got lots of sunshine in the forecast, maybe a few passing clouds. That's about as wild as it's going to get here in the Texas Panhandle.